I think they're skirting their own rules.
A weekend vote by South Carolina Republicans or their executive committee to forego a presidential primary may have broken the party's own rules. When that decision was announced Saturday, the party cited precedent and a popular incumbent as reasons not to hold a primary early next year. 7 News' Ben Hoover joining us now from downtown Greenville with why that decision is facing a little more scrutiny tonight. Ben?
Well, party leaders say not holding a primary will save over $1 million. Voters who support Trump will likely accept that argument, but some believe that may not be the case for voters unhappy with the incumbent.
They will be frustrated that they don't have an opportunity to go weigh in and voice that opinion.
That frustration, politics professor Daniel Vinson says, may come from Republican voters in South Carolina who now won't get a chance to vote against President Trump in a primary. And the way leadership at the state GOP went about it, she says, skirts their own rules.
It's the executive committee that's made a decision that's supposed to be brought before the convention.
That didn't happen Saturday when the South Carolina GOP executive committee voted to cancel its first in the South primary in 2020, something that wasn't decided by the state party convention. That's not all. When it was decided to scrap the primary, leaders pointed to the past, like in 1984 with Reagan and 2004 with George W. Bush, a precedent with incumbent presidents running again. But Vincent says it's not without precedent to have an incumbent president face primary voters.
They did have a primary against incumbent George H.W. Bush in 1992 in South Carolina, when Pat Buchanan challenged him.
And this time around, Vincent points out, Trump has challengers.
There really weren't any challengers to those incumbent presidents. This president has attracted 3 what would be considered reputable candidates.
All 3 proven vote-getters, a former congressman from Illinois and 2 former governors, including South Carolina's Mark Sanford. He officially jumped in Sunday.
I'm here to tell you now that I am going to get in.
Sanford's entrance and the others, Vincent says, raises questions about the party's incumbent. She says right now the Trump campaign is able to dismiss arguments made against the president as fake news.
But it's harder when it's coming from people within the party.
Vincent did say unless the party gets a lot of public pressure, it's unlikely to back off of that decision not to hold a primary. The interesting question, she says, will come in whether the candidates themselves, like Sanford, decide to sue to push the state into a primary. We're live in Greenville. Ben Hoover, 7 News.
7 News spoke with the Greenville County GOP chairman tonight on the phone. He says he still supports not holding a primary, but he wouldn't speak on the record about the legality of the party's vote.